I feel like this could either be decent or it could be absolutely terrible. Hate to say it, but we're going to be going over Polo Earth by Ralph Lauren. So generally, I like the Polo fragrances a lot. I really do. Great example, the newest Polo Blue Parfum that I just did a first impressions on. That one is phenomenal. Way above average. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And that's one of those fragrances where you need to get into the dry down to really see how good it is. I'll do a full review at some point in the future and I'll go over all of that. But the new Polo Blue Parfum, I approve. I think that one is very nice. Now, the reason why I'm saying that about Polo Earth is that this is a natural fragrance. So according to them, it's a 97% natural origin. So, you know, basically, well, I'll just say what the brand says. 97% natural origin refers to the ingredients in the fragrance that are either unchanged from their natural state or are processed but still have over 50% of their molecular structure from the original natural source. Now, I do believe that that also means that this does not have perfumer's alcohol in it. Oh, it does. But, well, I know something like, for example, Chrome Under the Pole attempted something similar here where they wanted to go this natural route. And if you can see inside of this, that white color, that's the actual fragrance. So it's a milky, creamy color, matches the cap. And it's very strange. The scent of this one is not really all that great either. They're trying. I like the idea. It didn't work out so well for them though, and I'm sure that reflects in their sales. So when I see Polo Earth, you know, I'm a little bit skeptical. I have to say though, the note breakdown looks nice. They give us a full-on note breakdown here. I like the idea. I think it's a cool idea, so I'm not bashing the fragrance. A lot of brands are kind of trying to do their part here a little bit, so I think that's pretty cool. No cellophane on this one. So let's pull the bottle right out and take a look at it. It's got a wooden cap, apparently, according to them, some sort of woodness to it. Doesn't snap into place, but it does have a nice press fit to it. There's the fragrance. Again, 97% natural origin ingredients. They are saying that on the back there on that sticker. Polo Earth up front. Very minimal, very simplistic. Let me read a couple more notes here from the brand really quick. I just wanted to highlight something. Let's see. It's a unisex fragrance. It's incorporates 7 sustainably sourced ingredients to create a sheer vegan fragrance that is refreshing and easy to wear. And there's the note breakdown. I'll wait for a second. This vegan formula is created with plant-based alcohol and uses no animal-derived ingredients. About the bottle, this consciously designed and responsibly packaged fragrance bottle is lightweight and created from PCR, post-consumer recycled glass. That is also refillable. This bottle features a Forest Stewardship Council certified wood cap and paper label to signify that the wood or paper product originated from a forest that was managed carefully with trees, animals, and local community benefit at heart. It's citrus, floral, aromatic. Let's just spray it on and see how it is. Moment of truth, right? I just wanted to highlight that stuff because this is different than most of everything else we cover here on the channel. So might as well, right? Great atomizer. Can't complain about that. I'm putting on a hefty dose because I have a feeling it's not going to be the strongest, but maybe I'll be wrong. Wait a minute. I actually like this off the bat. Right off the bat, I do. I'm impressed immediately. You know, it has this very, very bright kind of bergamot, but then this almost petitgrain type of texturized, again, bite to it is how I like to describe it. Sour, kind of punchy. A little bit of like this sugared citrusy sweetness going on up top. Again, very bergamot lemon focused here with a lot of impact, you know. Even though all of everything I just read off there is a thing here with this one, and they are trying to back away from all of the aroma chemicals and everything that typically goes into creating a fragrance, and they're trying to be, you know, a bit more environmentally friendly and all of that stuff. This really has, it hits hard. I mean, as soon as you spray this one on, you get that blast of citrus. Now, what I like as well, immediately, I'm getting a good amount of aromatics here. So you know, just this kind of light bed of woods, some light musks, a little bit of a floral component in here, and some aromatics. You know, a little bit of a spicy, almost peppery kick kind of looming underneath everything here, underneath the citrus. Again, impressive, especially being the type of fragrance that this one is. I got to give it to them so far off the opening. So we'll take a look at that note breakdown here real quick just to see. We've got bergamot, heart, green mandarin, neroli bio essence, petitgrain essence, mint essence, citron essence. So I nailed a few of those right there. The bergamot, the petitgrain, and for sure neroli I was picking up on as well. It was kind of reminding me of a similar themed fragrance to something like Xerjoff Neo or Bulgari Man Wood Neroli, for example. Some kind of, it falls in that world a little bit. Kobe by Xerjoff, Neo by Xerjoff, Bulgari Man Wood Essence by Bulgari. This is kind of the camp that one sits in. In the mid, we have orange flower, diva lavender. So I was picking up on lavender, turquoise rose, sage, ylang extra essence, geranium bourbon. So they're definitely fancying up these notes here for sure. Geranium bourbon, not necessarily getting a booziness right off the bat, but for sure a green mintiness. In the base, we have musks, cedarwood, and vetiver. So what I'm really admiring about this fragrance is I'm pretty well able to distinguish all of these notes. And it's something where that can be easier depending on the fragrance or harder depending on the fragrance. You know, obviously, the more you've smelled a bunch of different things and the more you've experienced different types of notes and accords, over time that will get easier for you. But I mean, even for me, sometimes depending on how the fragrance is compounded and how it's made, it can be hard to distinguish individual notes. You know, sometimes a fragrance can smell very muddled, very, very kind of mashed up and mixed up and blended all over the place, and it can be hard to pick out little key aspects. But I mean, it's super easy to pick out the bergamot, the petitgrain, the neroli, the lavender, even the vetiver in the base, some of the florals, the mint. Like, all of that is right there. It's on your skin right now. And when you put your nose to it, you pick up on that stuff. I mean, the blend on this one is exceptional. Again, I really am impressed. I didn't have the highest hopes for this one. Really, the last fragrance kind of similar to this from a big designer brand, at least to my knowledge, one that comes to mind is Chrome Under the Pole, like I was just bringing up. And not a fan of it. Just didn't nearly have the type of impact and quality and the composition that Polo Earth is having. We'll give you another look at the bottle here. I mean, it's impressive. It's staying relatively linear on my skin as we've been talking here. Hasn't changed a whole lot. Has settled down a little bit, and that kind of bite, citric, sour, tart opening has backed off a little bit, making room for more of the aromatics and woods. So it is smoothing out a little bit more. But I mean, it's impressive. It's an aromatic, floral, citrus. This is definitely going to be perfect in time for spring and also going into summer. You know, it's light enough to where it will work in the summertime. Now, what I am going to be curious on, of course, is the performance of this one. You know, as it sits right now, it's not projecting a whole lot. It's still holding strong on my skin. One thing you can also notice here, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see this, but my skin does not look like it has a fragrance on it. Normally you spray your typical fragrance on your skin, and there will be somewhat of a sheen on your skin afterwards, whether it be an eau de toilette. Sometimes you go up higher in concentrations and go over to some niche fragrances, like for example MFK. If you spray like Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait or even the EDP on your skin as an example, you will have an oil on your skin and you will be able to see it. A lot of other fragrances do the same as well. This one, I mean, comparing my two hands, they look literally exactly the same. I mean, you cannot tell on your skin visibly that there's a fragrance here. Just a digression. So because of that, it will make you wonder about performance. Holding strong so far. It's not already turning into a weak mess. The composition is holding up. It's still able to distinguish upon these different notes. And like I said, projection isn't the best right now. Heat will help that, but I'm still not hopeful on projection. I'm not even all that hopeful on overall performance, but I mean, if I could get realistically 4 to 5 hours out of this one being real, I would be okay with that, and I would chalk that up as a win because all things considered here, that would be impressive given the composition of the scent and what they're doing with it. Now, in terms of being unisex, I agree. I think it could be unisex. Anyone can pull this one off if you're someone who is a fan of the scent. The florals will make it more feminine leaning, but also the cedar wood, the vetiver, kind of the woody base that it has will also kind of tilt it in that masculine direction. So you have a balance, a black and white here, kind of constantly making it lean this way and then making it lean this way. And so it's all up to interpretation here, depending on what you look for in a scent. If you want something that is very masculine or riding the line, or if you're a female and you want something more feminine, it's going to be up for you to decide. But unisex, I do agree with that. That being said, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable pulling this one off. Like, I don't think it leans too feminine or anything like that. Realistically, when you look at a lot of the big player citrus fragrances out there, citrus, neroli, petitgrain scents, like the ones I just mentioned, wood neroli, Neo, Kobe, Xerjoff's there. There's not anything that's overly masculine about them. They're citrusy, they're kind of aromatic, fruity, and, floral, woody. Same deal here. It has a nice sweetness to it also, like a citric sweetness, like I mentioned in the beginning. Impressed. I'm very impressed. I gotta say, I gotta give it to them. Excellent job here with this fragrance. I think this one has the potential to do very well. I really do. If you're into citrus fragrances and you want something that's gonna be, just a different take on general perfumery, this would be a good option. We'll see about performance. Don't have the highest hopes, but maybe I'll be wrong. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for me. My thoughts on the new Polo Earth far exceeded my expectations. I'm impressed, like I said, and, I was going into this one kind of like, this is probably not going to be that good. Honestly, that's what I was thinking, even though presentation looks nice, even though it's from a good designer brand. Just didn't have the highest hopes, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. Aside from not being able to see it on my skin, I probably wouldn't be able to tell that they've gone a different approach with the compounding nature of this one here. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, let me know your thoughts on Polo Earth down below. Have you tried it? Are you going to? That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.